Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this.
So another edition of Press Pass Live. Is that time again? It's been a very busy week for me, so I'm just now able to get to this today. And actually, this is my second time doing this. I actually recorded 4 shows today. 2 of them ended up not having audio on it. Didn't know until I went to edit it. But back at it again. This is our website, grownfolksoc.weebly.com. So that is our website, and that's where you should be going and making sure that you're seeing all the new stuff that's going to be updated on there. This should be really the main hub. This should be the place that you're going to every 24 to 48 hours. You can access our forums from here, all the different league pages, our new chat that's up. So in case GroupMe goes down, or even for people who are not on GroupMe, this is a neat little place that they can be with the guys in chat. If you are part of a clan, or you're part of a crew, or you're part a commission, you have a 2K team, or an MLB team, or a hockey team, or a FIFA team, any of that stuff, we'd love for you to bring your crew over here. I will supply you the forums, the website, and I'll even agree to do some graphics for you as long as we can keep it manageable. But I'd love to do that for you and your crew, just to have you be a part of our group. You can see what we're all about here under the rules. This is what Grown Folks kind of has as the umbrella that guides the ship, so to speak. And then, if you're just checking us out for the first time and you want to know what Grown Folks is all about and something that interests you, you can apply now. You can hit first name, last name, whatever league that you're interested in, your email. Tell us if you're over 18 and in the United States, because that matters for some of our leagues. And then tell us why you want to be a part of our community. So, the reason we're doing another Press Pass Live is I promised that you guys that over the next month and a half or so that we have until the new Madden drops, that we would do podcasts every week, at least 2 of them, where we're explaining new articles that are coming out and new things that we want to see. So tonight I'm going to get up a thread so that you guys can give me your input and talk about what do you want to see in the new Madden. What are things that you hope that they keep, things that maybe you hope they take away, maybe a new addition that you've heard them talk about, so that I just have your input as we do these podcasts. So tonight I'm going to start with one of the first articles that I've seen that came out from Sports Gamers Online. Excuse the voice, I apologize. This is one of the first articles that I've seen about Madden 17. I'm going to try to cover at least 2, maybe even 3 articles a week. There is this really cheesy 3-minute Mike and Mike video that you can watch. I got to be honest with you, though, it's a little bit cheesy. But tonight I just want to talk about this article, introduce a couple of new features if you haven't heard anything, show you what they're kind of promoting, tell you what I'm excited about, tell you what I'm a little wary about. Nothing sounds too bad, to be totally honest with you. I hope what we do is we continue to move forward as Madden, not being a button pusher game that makes it super easy for anyone to play, but really being a game that gives us more control. And to be honest, the things that they're teasing us with look like we may actually have some more control. So this is a connected franchise mode, new features that are detailed in here. And so let's cover a couple of these new features. The first one is play the moments. This gives you the ability to almost super sim or semi sim your game and allow you to stop whenever the game feels like there's a key offensive or defensive moment. You can also play the entire game. I don't know that this is super fancy for us who own franchises with 32 owners, but for the occasional CPU game where we're missing an owner or somebody's out, this might be a neat little feature that you could use and not sit there and play the computer for an entire hour. This is actually a feature that's already in the game. You could already super sim a game now and check it out and watch for whenever, oh yeah, now I want to play right now, and then okay, I want to go back to super sim. I think what they've done here is they've called it Play the Moments, and they've just prettied it up a little bit more. They've added a couple little things that you can do, but it allows the game to tell you about certain moments that you can break in and actually play that moment if you so choose. Kind of cool for offline, so for online. We'll see what it's all about, but it does allow you to do that. And again, it's a feature that was already there. They've just added a few more things to it, prettied it up a little bit. Just a neat little feature. Doesn't really do a whole lot for me though. Game planning is another very intriguing feature. I think that for a while now, the last couple of Maddens, I've been trying to figure out how to really hit that sweet spot with XP and being able to develop players. A couple of years ago, where you could play entire games and earn 2,000 XP for every player, that was probably too easy. But I think they've also made it too hard now, where you're not able to develop enough players with the amount of time that you have. And giving us the sliders helped a little bit, but this is supposed to help even more and really help us develop and game plan. This is the interesting part. It's supposed to be where you develop players and earn XP and earn in-game boost by practicing against tendencies that you will face that week. Sounds super cool. The problem is will it really be based off of what the other owner is doing in that franchise, or is it going to be based off what the team looks like? And so if it's the Panthers and it's set up a certain way, this should be his tendencies, and so that's what you're practicing against? Or are you really practicing against what the tendencies that that owner really is doing? I like how you can win a bronze, silver, and gold medal. I think it's intriguing, but I'm interested to see how it works. I got to admit, the last couple of years I've been disappointed in XP. This year it was okay at best. The sliders helped, but you had to restart your franchise completely, and we didn't do that until the summer hit. I just was disappointed, and I hope that this really hits the sweet spot. And what I'm hoping is that they will stick with the system and then tweak that system to get better. It seems like they've maybe changed that system a lot this year, so we'll see what that's looking like. Next thing is called big decisions. This is a unique opportunity where it's going to allow you to make some big decisions. Again, I think a thing that was already in the game just made a little bit better, a little bit deeper. If you remember, you would be asked interview questions, and according to the answers to those interview questions, you would then have in game or season long boost that would be applied to your team and applied to how your team progressed if you were able to hit the answers that you gave. So I think this is how they've kind of taken that and boosted that up a little bit. I like how the coach, you can choose to be aggressive or passive or in the middle about how much XP you have if you make the playoffs or what all those things that you want to do. You got to get to pick that role after you look at your season schedule. That's intriguing. Again, I think it's more fluff than anything, but it's intriguing. Let's see how that really works out and see how that really plays out. This is the part that's really exciting, is the big decisions that are around players that you're going to cut, players that you're going to spend XP on, and players that are injured. I think that's really a cool feature. So they're going to allow you to make big decisions over an early returns for injuries. What I hope doesn't happen is that means we're going to have a whole bunch of injuries. I hope that's not their answers. Like, they give us more injuries so that this is a tool that we can use. But on the surface, it looks pretty neat. I like how they tell you about the player's injury, what are the chances that player getting hurt more. If you play them hurt, here's the negative response that you're going to get on their ratings. Here's where they're scheduled to return. Here's the next couple weeks that you have coming up. That's super cool to me. Then you, as a coach, have more control over your team and your players, and you get to decide when they get to come back or not come back. You're also going to be allowed to have 3 players that you can develop without playing them in the season game. So you can develop either rookies or second-year players or anybody that you want to play that maybe doesn't get playing time. You'll be able to develop them without forcing them into the playing on the O-line or receiver or whatever position it is, and force them into playing the season. I think a lot of times you'll have like that player that's right on the edge of maybe a veteran, and you go with him so that you can build him up, even though he's probably a few steps of a drop down. Well, now you'll be able to develop that guy until he's ready and then throw him in there. They also talked about a couple of community requests. This one's another fluff one, but I personally really like it. And it's the Around the League score ticker. This was in the old PC games, and it just was really awesome. It would actually show you a ticker from the games that were played, the stats from the games that were already played. If the game wasn't played, it would just show you when, technically it was scheduled to be played for an NFL, viewing or whatever. This is super cool. Just another addition that makes Madden pretty neat and just adds to the experience of the game. This one is pretty exciting. Again, anytime you can give commissioners and leagues more control over their franchises, the better. Thing I loved about the PC game is we were really able to take that game and just do whatever we wanted with it. And that control's been taken away from us, but they're slowly giving us new, more details that allow us to have more and more control over our franchises back. First one is full player editing. This has the potential to be a headache. I could see where guys complaining about this or complaining about that, see where that could be a headache, but I could see where this also could be a very useful tool where to suspend players, we can take out stats all the way. I don't want to get to suspending players, but it's an option now where we can take their stats all the way out and make them a terrible player. So even if they're played, they're not going to be able to do nothing. It'll be able to maybe even adjust rookies that if the rookie class is just way overpowered or underpowered, we can figure out a way to edit that. And I like that some owners will come and they're allowed to make whatever changes they want to their players, the face mask, that kind of stuff. But if they leave, it looks kind of goofy to have like leather helmets and face mask. Like I don't like it personally. So I like the ability that I can go back in there and I can put all that stuff back to default, so I don't have to keep looking at what an old owner thought was really fun or good or funny to him. They also changed the player cards, and I really like that. I think they're simpler to understand. They were clunky last year. It took forever to get where you wanted them to get. And honestly, it just made me stop using them because it just took too long to get where I wanted to go and look at the information that I wanted to look at. This is easier to read, and hopefully, it's easier to navigate and get where you want to get. This might be my very favorite thing that I'm excited about as a GM: practice squad. You're now going to have a 10-man practice squad that you'll be able to put on your team. Now, they can be signed by anyone, and it's 2 years or under, but it's a practice squad where you'll be able to develop guys. You'll be able to keep guys in your control as long as other guys don't sign them and put them. I think it just adds a super realistic element. It's super cool. I'm digging it, EA. I'm a big fan. I hope it works the way it's advertised, but it looks really awesome. And I can't wait to get this feature in hand and really play with it and see how it works out. I love the fact that I can check out other people's practice squad, and if I want to sign them to my regular roster, I have that opportunity. It's going to add a new element to our league that I think is going to be pretty neat. The dynamic development trait, I actually like this, and I hate it all at the same time. I think it's super realistic that as a player gets older, that his development trait is going to be dynamic and it's going to fluctuate. It's going to go down. Maybe even players that can go up if they play better and get stats that improve that. But I hate it because the goals that you have to hit to keep your player from decreasing, I think are sometimes out of the realm of being realistic for us to be able to hit in a franchise. And not all of them, but some of them are just too hard. They're too high. They're too difficult for us to be able to reach. So I'm a little hesitant to see, are you going to start losing out on older players because their goals are just too unrealistic? That I don't know, and it'll be interesting to see. But it's super realistic, and I can't wait to see how it's going to actually function. Regression feedback, again, that whole player card is just improved. It looks better. I love the analysis. I love the trades. It just anything to make that better is going to make it a useful tool, because last year I stayed away from them because they just weren't easy to use. He has another interview that we're not going to get in today, but we will get into as we kind of move on. But I like how you can focus on 3 players that won't be playing that week that you can actually develop I like the game plan feature. I love the fact that they're giving commissioners more and more control. I hope that the XP sliders are back in there. Give us commissioners the control over our franchises and over our leagues, so that we can make them fit what we want them to make fit. I like how they are working on getting players to decline uh, years and contracts if it's not enough. And if you don't offer enough and come back, they're going to decline it. They're going to move on. And I think mixed with our fair play rules and the way that we are really a strategic league, that's going to fit really well for us. So I got to be honest with you. Overall, of course, it's Madden, so we got to wait and see what actually happens. But overall, I really like what they've thrown out there. I like the opportunities that we might have, and I can't really wait to see how we continue to get more and more feedback and more details about how some of these functions really work out. I think some of it's fluff, but some of it sounds really, really great. And again, I love the fact that we're going to have more and more control. So what do you want to see? I'm going to post this up tonight, and I want to hear your feedback. Give me some feedback about your thoughts on my thoughts, if that makes any sense. But tell me what you're thinking about all of these new things that they're putting out there for us, and these details and these new additions, or like I like to say it, old additions that they dust off and bring back and call them new. Tell me what you're thinking, okay? And then I'm going to have a thread up that asks, what do you want to see in the new game? What are you liking to see them to keep, to work on, to improve, to maybe even take away? What would you like to see? I think this is going to be a fun Madden season. We have another month and a half before the game drops. I've got a pile of articles that we can go through, and I'm going to spit out as many press pass blasts as I can. I hope that you enjoyed this show. Make sure you check out the website. Stay plugged in. The tournament is starting. We are filling teams left and right. I got about 6 or 7 teams that are left open. I'm going to work my tail off on getting those filled. I'm looking for any references. So if you got somebody that you would like to reference over to us, send them my way. You guys have a great, great weekend. Give me your feedback. Leave your comments in the thread. Leave your comments here. Let me know what you're thinking about Madden 17. I will see you on the other side. Until next time, guys. Peace out.
Show me what you do now. We don't have to go